Ooh. And so we relax. We let go. Easier said than done. So we're just going to focus right here, right now, on the breath. As we breathe in the presence, the peace, the power, the love that is God. And as we breathe out, we release anything unlike that. As we breathe in the peace and the harmony and the joy, the abundant nature of God, calm, caring, presence. And as we breathe out, we let go of anything we had, any thoughts we had, any cares we had that we brought in here. Because during this time, we're just going to be right here, right now, in this present moment. We just go from moment to moment. And in this moment, everything is okay. There is God. God is expressing in, through, and as each of us. God is at the center of us. And so in that breathing, as we take that breath in, we're aware of that presence, the God, the divine, that is within everyone. It is within each of us. It's present within each cell of our body. It's present within our spirit. We are the spirit that is God. And it's individualized in us, as us. And it is all good. And so we just be in that presence, the peace and the harmony, the healing energy that is God. As we just go into the quiet, just be in that presence where nothing is wrong, all is good. And so, with the sound of the chime, we know that we need to come back and to be fully present in this moment, but in the present, in the presence, in this place, this room. We become aware of the air conditioning or heating sound, whatever that is. Become aware of the furniture, floor beneath us. And when we're ready, open our eyes and see all the beautiful beings in the room. Namaste.
This seems for that. I don't know if that's true or not. I was at that property, so it's the position is not this close to here. He's usually very back. Seems like an awful lot wrong. Okay. Yeah, I'll ask Courtney if it's already everything back a little bit. I'm sorry. She jumps around a lot. Okay, but she was.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Sunday service. Hello. You people, it's nice to see you. Welcome online too thank you for joining us this morning. And right now, I'd like to invite you to stand with me and join us in singing our opening song. The song is Holy Way.
Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. All the ways I fall. Oh, let me know that love will heal us all. Oh, let me walk each day a little wiser. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Do it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome on this beautiful Sunday morning. We are Creative Living Fellowship, and we are an independent religious science church who believes in all the paths to truth, and we welcome them as well. First-time guests, welcome. Would you like to stand and be recognized? I think many of us know you already, though, so welcome. Online people, any first-time guests there too, we welcome you as well. Thank you for joining us today. So our deep intention here is to be a community of love, care, and connection that opens hearts and expands consciousness and transforms lives. We do that through the principles and practices of the science of mind and spirit. The science of mind is a new thought, ancient wisdom teaching that provides us with the tools for living our best possible lives. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said, "Prepare your mind to receive the best that life has to offer." Today, after 3 very long years, we welcome back Victoria Fairclough serving as our musical inspiration today. It's good to see you. Welcome back, Victoria. So here's a bit of the service that you're going to experience today. Practitioner Emeritus Carrie Sherman is the practitioner of the day and will be offering our evocation. That'll be followed by our congregational chant called The World that was written by our glorious Reverend Dr. Sherry McCreary. And I think you all know it, but I'll be leading you in that song today. When you sing this song, I encourage you to listen to the words, to take them to heart, and be interactive with them as well, too. Really own them. After the chant, we will be hearing our gong wash from Reverend Christopher Guru Karam Gallagher. This is a very powerful experience, and we appreciate your service, Reverend Christopher. There'll be a few minutes of silence after the gong wash, and then Carrie will be back with the inspirational reading of the day. I also want to thank Reverend Mary Jane Hyde. She's also a practitioner emeritus here for hosting and facilitating our pre-service meditation and for holding high watch for today, focusing on the tension of the best and highest for this service to be received by all. So right now here is Carrie with our evocation.
Good morning, everyone. Please join me in prayer. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. And just take a breath and relax into your seat and just let everything go and turn within. Turn within to that space that calls you every single moment, that knows the truth of who you are, that connection that you make, that you know who and whose you are. And so this life, this essence, this energy that flows through and in and is expressing as everything in this universe is the one life. Call it spirit or divine love, universal truth, God, or nothing at all. It is all the same, and it has always been here. It has always been expressing forever and will continue forever because it is infinite, omniscient, omnipotent. I know this truth resides within me. If there's only one life, then I am that life, uniquely expressing in this human form, just as we are. And I know that this experience that I'm having, and I know for everyone, that when we connect with that essence that is life-affirming, life-nourishing, life-giving, empowering, we live to our highest potential. I open up to that truth. I accept and know for everyone here this morning we open to that truth that we are the one expressing uniquely. We are divine beings. We are the great I am. And so for this time together, as our consciousness is attuned to that, opens and accepts and allows the divine to flow through us, to express through us, to be us. I'm so grateful. Grateful for this opportunity to be together this morning, grateful for this wonderful service, the fellowship, the music, inspirational words. Thank you, divine indwelling presence. Thank you, God. Thank you for this beautiful morning. Thank you for this divine opportunity to be, to share, to know the truth of who we are. So I release my word right here and right now, knowing that as I've spoken it, it is done, made manifest, complete, perfect. And so I release, I let it go, I let it be. And so it is. Amen.
Now, please join me in our congregational chant, The World, and the words are on the screen. The world is a place of great love for all. The world is a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. The world is a place of great peace. I am a place of great love for all. I am a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, I am a place of great peace. You are a place of great light for all. You are a place of great love for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, you are a place of great peace. We are a place of great love for all. We are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, we are a place of great peace. The world is a place of great peace.
This morning's inspirational reading is entitled The Moments of High Resolve from For the Inward Journey by Howard Thurman. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Despite the dullness and barrenness of the days that pass, if I search with due diligence, I can always find a deposit left by some former radiance that I had forgotten. At the time, it was full-orbed, glorious, and resplendent. I was sure that I would never forget. In the time of its fullness, I am sure that it would illumine my path all the rest of my journey. I forgot how easy it is to forget. There is no intent to betray what seemed so sure at the time. My response was whole, clean, authentic. Little by little, crept into my life the dust and grit of the journey. Details, lower level demands, all kinds of cross currents. Nothing momentous, nothing overwhelming, nothing flagrant, just wear and tear. If there had been some direct challenge, a clear-cut issue, I would have fought it to the end and beyond. In the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of God, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in fair weather or foul, in good times or in tempests, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve.
I think it's best that we actually start with Hold On to Me. I truly feel like that would be the better one to go with right now. That's quite all right. I think you guys will agree. When the best of me is barely breathing, when I'm not somebody I believe in, hold on to me. When I miss the light the night has stolen, when I'm slamming all the doors you've opened, hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me when it's too dark to see you, when I am sure I have reached the end. Hold on to me when I forget I need you, when I let go, hold me again. When I don't feel like I'm worth defending, underneath the weight of expectation, hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me when it's too dark to see you, when I am sure I have reached the end. Hold on to me when I forget I need you, when I am sure I have reached I could rest here in your arms forever, 'cause I know nobody loves me better. Hold on to me. Hold on to me.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was a wow, wasn't it? Thank you so much, Victoria. It's good to see you again. As Deb said, it's been three years since we've seen her, and we're really glad to have you back. So let's take a deep breath together. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to those I haven't seen for a while, like Reverend Jeff Hargis, who's here, my dear, dear friend. I'm so glad to see you. I've called you every day in my head. So and I'm glad to see all of you. So I'm going to say it. You know what I'm going to say. Can you believe it's February already? Can you believe it's a new month already? Oh my gosh, we're into the second month of this new year. And our theme for the year, as you know, is the theme is begin again for the year. Begin again. Begin again, which means we can always do that. We can always begin again. And as I've shared with you many times, my mother always said, so long as you have breath in your body, you can begin again. No matter what's happened in the past, no matter what you may have done or not have done, we can always, so long as we have breath, begin again. And so that's what we are doing here. That's what we are doing in our lives. That's what we're doing in our community. As we go through this year, we are beginning again. And how exciting that is, because we get a chance to erase what wasn't done and change the things that were and all that and begin again. So I'm going to just invite you to breathe again and continue to breathe. The theme for the month is the power in commitment. The power in commitment. The power in commitment. And I see a difference in the power in commitment and the power of commitment. Of commitment seems to be something external. It seems to be something that's just kind of resting on us, outside of us. But in commitment means it's coming from the inside. It's coming from inside us. It's happening inside. So it is very, very powerful when it's happening inside, when the commitment that we are engaging in is happening from inside. So there's power in that commitment, because there's power that's coming from within each one of us. So just throughout the month, we're going to be talking about the power in commitment, and a lot about commitment. My topic today is yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's take a breath. Yes, yes, yes. We used to have when we were in the building with our band and all, we had a congregational song called I Say Yes. And that song's been singing me this morning. And I'm hoping that it won't continue so that I don't have to sing it for you. But I may have to. But right now I'm not going to. Yes, yes, yes. That's the beginning of commitment. Saying yes. Saying yes. And to believe it or not, we are always saying yes to something. We're always committing to something. We're always saying yes to something, whether we know it or not, or whether we know what it is or not, or whether it's something we want or not. It depends on how we are, how conscious we are, how aware we are, what our intention is, and what our level of commitment to it is. What our level of commitment to it is. So I'm going to, as usual, ask a lot of questions of you. What are you saying yes to? What are you saying yes to in your life? What are you saying yes to? Is that something that you want that you're saying yes to? Every time I look at Jorge, I remember I'm supposed to look over at the camera. So are we saying yes to the things that we want? If not, we're still getting them, the things we don't want, because we're saying yes. So we have to be really, really mindful as we go through our lives, as we go through our days, as we go through this time of what we're saying yes to. And if you don't know what you're saying yes to, look at your life. Look at your experiences. Look at what's happening. Look at your relationships. Look at your financial situation. Look at your health. Look at every aspect of your life, because that will tell you what you're saying yes to, what you are committed to. And you know, yes is a form of surrender, a word that most of us don't like, a word that can be pretty scary because we think that surrender means giving up control, giving it over to somebody else, giving up power and all that stuff, and it does. But you have to be mindful of who you're giving up control to, what you're giving up control to. And being mindful of that means that that's where the power is. That's where the power is, in our awareness. That's where the power is, in our awareness. Commitment has always been the big C word for me throughout my life. And I have done many, many things to avoid making a commitment throughout my life. Well, not as much now, but throughout that other part of my life, the other time in my life, until I realized how easy it is once you make a commitment. But to me, commitment always meant giving up my freedom. It meant giving up options. I didn't have very many choices when I was making the commitment, no matter what the commitment was to, whether it was to a relationship, a personal relationship, a marriage, or whatever the case may be. I didn't want that commitment because I didn't want my freedom taken away, or my independence taken away. And that theme ran throughout my life. And you know, I had been a minister for about 18, 19 years, almost 20 years when I came to Phoenix. And I had done a lot in ministry. I taught classes. I always said I have a congregation all over the country because I've worked with people all over the country. I've been in churches all over the country. This is the 9th religious science community I've been in. And so I have a lot of people that I've dealt with, that I've worked with, that I've taught. And so that was my congregation. So I didn't need a church. So all those years, I went through life saying, use me, God, but don't give me a church. I want God to use me, and I want to have this walk with God, and I don't want a church. So for years, year after year after year, that was too big a commitment. And when people would ask me why didn't I want a church, I would say, because that's too much responsibility. What if I wanted to leave? All these people would just be depending on me, and I would just want to up and leave. That would tie me down too much. And the only responsibility that I really was willing to be totally committed to was the one daughter that I have. And so I was totally committed to her in every way. And that was the only responsibility I was willing to have. My father always wanted me to buy a house. And I said, no, that's too much responsibility. I don't know how to do anything but screw in a light bulb. So I don't want to buy a house. I just want to take care of my daughter. That's the only responsibility I want. And so we went through this whole period of time in my life with me not having that responsibility, and in ministry of not having a church. In late 2017, I was living in Phoenix then. I had fallen asleep on my sofa, and some of you know the story. I'd fallen asleep on my sofa, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up to go get in my bed. And as I was walking to my bed, or maybe stumbling to my bed because I was sleepy, I said, God, I've always said I don't want a church, but I've never asked you what you want for me. Whatever it is you want, I'm yours. Whatever it is you want, I'm yours. Whatever it is you want, I'm yours. And that was my moment of surrender as I fell in my bed, went back to sleep, and completely forgot about it. Didn't really think about that anymore. And then lo and behold, a few months later, I got this call at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night saying, "Can you speak for me tomorrow?" And that was the minister who had been here prior to me, Reverend Michelle. And I said yes. And I've been here ever since. And it took me a minute to realize that I had said, "Whatever you want from me, I'm yours." I didn't know what that meant. That was my moment of surrender. That was my moment of commitment. And do you know, it was like the heavens opened up, because my commitment has been unbounded. It has been unbounded. I've never even thought about it as commitment. My commitment to this community, my commitment to ministry, my commitment to God. Because once I said, "I'm yours," then that just opened up the floodgates. Once I said, "I'm yours," it opened me up to all kinds of possibilities, all kinds of options, all kinds of freedom. That's what commitment is all about. If someone had told me that I was going to be committed like that, then I would have been arguing about it. I don't want that kind of commitment. Oh my gosh, I don't want a church. And here I am, and here I've been. And so I'm inviting you to look at those places that you've been holding back. Look at those places where you have been afraid to give up your freedom. Because you know what our freedom really is in God? That's where freedom is. That's where freedom is. It really is in God. And so I'm asking you to, what are you saying yes to? Are you saying yes to God? Because you know, saying yes to God and making that commitment doesn't mean that you have to be in a convent or a monastery. It doesn't mean that you have to live a life of abstinence or all that. Just except abstaining from negative thinking, abstaining from living small, abstaining from all the things that we get caught up in, all the external things that we get caught up in, abstaining from trying to control your life, because we don't have any control over it. We think we do. But when we make a commitment to God, as I said, the floodgates open up. When we make a commitment to God, everything is made new. All things are made new. So I'm inviting you to say yes. I'm inviting you to say yes, to decide what it is you want. How do you want your life to look? What do you want your health to be like? What do you want your relationships to be like? What do you want your finances to be like? What do you want your career to be like? How do you want life to unfold for you? What do you want your friends to look like, be like? What kind of life do you want to have? Make that decision. What is it that you really want? And then commit to that. Commit to that. Commit to that. Commit to that. Say yes to that. Say yes to your own life. Say yes to your own life. Say yes to God. Say yes to your own health. I used to teach classes every Monday evening for about 3 or 4 years, called master classes, and that was before master classes got really popular online. When I lived in California, I had master classes every week. And one week I asked, "To what are you 100% committed?" And there was a woman in my class who immediately said, "My health." And that was very surprising to me, that she knew immediately. She didn't have to think about it. Everybody else was thinking about it and, mulling over it. What am I 100% committed? She just said immediately, "My health." And I thought, wow, I think I'm committed to my health too. But I couldn't have said that quickly. I would have had to think about to what I was 100% committed. But the fact that she said my health, I started to think about the way she lived her life. And the way that she lived her everyday life, because I'd been around her a lot, everything pointed to her commitment to her health. Everything pointed to that. And as soon as she said it, my thought was, of course, that's what her commitment is to. And so I'm asking you, to what are you 100% committed? To what are you willing to be totally dedicated, which is what commitment is all about? Focused on, aware of, unwavering about. To what are you saying yes? To what are you willing to say yes? That's a really, really important question. This is the new year. You know, we start out the new year with, when I talk about begin again, you know, we can always begin again. But you know what? When we make commitments, we don't have to keep beginning again. We can go through life saying, dropping the ball and say, well, I can begin again. Well, I can begin again. But how many times do you want to do that? It's like Groundhog Day all over again. Every day becomes Groundhog Day. We don't want to do that. We want to make that commitment and then follow through with it. Make that commitment and then take action on it. Make that commitment because it requires being aware, first of all, of what you want. And then it requires us to make a plan. And then it requires us to act on that plan. Every moment of every day, we got to be looking at what my commitment is. We can't do that Monday morning diet thing that starts every Monday. So, I did that for years. Every Monday, you're going to start a new diet. So if Tuesday you mess up, you got till Monday to keep messing up and start again on Monday. You know, that's how we can live sometimes. Fooling ourselves. But are we really? Are we really? What do you really want in your life? Do you really want peace? Do you really want love? Do you really want health? Do you really want wholeness? Do you really want abundance and prosperity? And if you do, are you saying yes to those things? And if you're not saying yes to, how can you begin to say yes? You say yes first by saying yes to God, because in God, all things are possible. In God, there's all the love you want. In God, there's all the health you want. In God, there's all the abundance and prosperity you want. In God, there's peace and harmony and balance and joy and all those things. So when we make our commitment to God first, we start, of course, with spiritual practice. When we make our commitment to that first, then everything else flows from that. Everything else flows from that because we walk a walk of divine guidance. We walk a walk of protection. We walk a walk of peace. We walk a walk of love. We walk a walk of balance. We walk a walk of harmony. We walk a walk of connection. We walk a walk with God of oneness, of oneness, of oneness. And that shows up in so many ways that we can't even imagine. So I'm inviting you to let go of your fear of commitment. Nothing will be taken away when we commit. There's the poem, I guess it is, until one is committed, there's hesitancy and ineffectiveness. But when one makes the commitment, providence moves. And when providence moves, the door is open. That's not the whole thing, but that's as much as would come through right that minute. But when providence moves, oh my gosh, watch out. Watch out. Doors open that you didn't even know were there. Ways are made that you thought were impossible. There's a path laid out before us that we are guided to and we are walked through moment by moment by moment, step by step by step, trusting, allowing, being in that one presence, in that one life, in that one power that is guiding us, that is leading us. Always. Always. And all we have to do is say yes. All we have to do is say yes. And it may seem scary, and it can be, because we're not used to it. But do it anyway. You know, baby steps. We don't have to start out just, jumping into the deep end. Do baby steps. Ernest Holmes talks about doing things daily. In all of his writings, he tells you daily do this, daily do that, daily practice the presence, daily meditate. You may not be able to meditate for 20 minutes, but you can't meditate for 20 if you don't do 5. Can you? I don't know how you get to 20 minutes meditation without meditating 5. And so I think that we have to really start to stop. We have to start to stop making excuses and begin to do those things that are before us to do. Begin to really look at what it is that we want and what it is we're willing to be committed to. What it is you're willing to say yes to. I think that's really, really important for each of us this day. What is it that you're willing to be committed to say yes to, starting with baby steps. That song goes, I say yes, I say yes, every day of my life. I say yes, 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 yes. When I wake up in the morning and lay my head to rest, I say yes, I say yes. I see you guys remember that. Like I said, the song's been singing me, but sing that little song. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes, 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 yes. When I wake up in the morning, when I lay my head to rest, I say yes. I say yes. Try it. Try saying yes and see what happens. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? And keeping in mind that as we are saying yes, as I said, we're opening up to God, recognize that you don't have to fear anything because God and I are a majority. God and you are a majority. That's a majority. You and God constitute a majority. Is that awesome? When you really think about that, is that awesome? So the things that we fear, the people that we fear, the situations that we fear, when we know that we have committed ourselves to that power and that presence, the only thing that is, when we know that we have committed ourselves to that, that means that we are walking in oneness with it, that we are guided and directed every step of the way, that we are loved and protected every step of the way, then we know that we don't have anything to fear because there's nothing, no weapon formed against me can prosper because God and I are a majority. And so I'm inviting you today to recognize the power in commitment. We have all the power we need right within us because we are one with that only power. We are one with that only presence. We are made in the image and likeness and out of that presence itself. Why wouldn't you commit to that? If we want to live our best lives, why wouldn't we commit to that power that gives us that life, that is that life? And we can still have all the fun we want. We can still do all the kinds of things we want to do. But you know what? The things that we want to do will change, will shift, because our priorities shift. Our priorities shift. The big thing that we have to be concerned about in commitment is change. Change. And so many of us are not willing to change. Some things we don't want to change. But if we want things to get better, they got to change. Otherwise, they'd already be better. So we have got to be willing to change. We've got to be willing to say yes and then say yes. And as we say yes, our yes continues to deepen because as we say yes, we open more. And as we open more, there's a deeper place. And then we open some more and there's a deeper place. And we open some more and there's a deeper place because there are layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff that has to fall away so that the allness and the fullness of God can express itself fully and completely in and through and as each one of us. And that's all God is seeking, an avenue of expression in and through and as each one of us. Are you willing to say yes to being that avenue of expression? To being that avenue of expression to the all that is. These are questions I leave you with. These are questions I leave you with. We have this teaching that is a wonderful, wonderful teaching that we say we believe in. Ernest Holmes says not only do we have to recognize that we have these teachings and want to understand and embody them, we have to be willing to practice them. We have to be willing to use them. Are you committed to using the principles that we have? This is a teaching of personal responsibility. Are you willing to be personally responsible for your own life, for your own growth, for your own expansion? I hope you're saying yes. I trust that you're saying yes. And if you're not there at that yes yet, just keep working at it. Keep working at it. Don't beat yourself up. When you fall off the wagon, don't beat yourself up. Just fasten those spiritual seatbelts and keep on going. Keep going. I'm working with a nutritionist dietitian, and sometimes when she calls me for our monthly session, I tell her I'm under the wagon. And she says to me, that's okay. We're going to get that wagon off you, and we're going to start again. We're going to begin again. And so that's what I'm saying to you. If you fall off the wagon, fasten those seatbelts. So I've learned to fasten those seatbelts so that when she calls me, I don't have to say I'm under the wagon. And so that's what I'm inviting you to do. Just say yes. Say yes, 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 and yes. So let's take a breath as we turn within in this moment. Just turning within in this moment, just recognizing that one power, that one presence, that one life, that one mind, that one being, that one intelligence, that one that I choose to call God. But by any other name, it is the source of my being. It is that from which I can never be separate. It is my very life. It is the life of each of us here this day. And so just knowing this truth, I stand in the knowing that this one is the life of each of us, and this one is guiding and directing each one of us. All we need to do is open up to receive it, to allow it, to press in and through and as each one of us, fully and completely, expressing as love, expressing as health, expressing as wholeness, expressing as all needs met. No matter what we may call that need, this one power, this one presence is expressing through each one of us as all needs met. And healing is happening in each and every life. In each and every area of our lives, healing happens because wholeness begins to reveal itself as love, as peace, as joy, as harmony, as balance, as all those things, as forgiveness, as compassion, as abundance, as prosperity, as joy, as comfort, as peace of mind, whatever it is that we may need. I know that by this word that's being spoken here is expressed in each and every life. Each and every life. And all we need to do is open up and say yes to it. And I know that we are each opening in this moment, saying yes. Yes, God, yes. Yes, yes. So as I open this circle of prayer, I pause momentarily so that you may speak the names of anyone you'd like held in prayer. You may do that silently or loud. You may do it now. And so for all those whose names were spoken here this day, I know that right where each one is, God is blessing and keeping them. God is in the midst of every situation, every circumstance. This word goes out to anyone on this planet needing a prayer this day, knowing that everywhere God is. Everywhere God is blessing and keeping them. And so I simply say thank you, Father, Mother God, for the blessings of our lives. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for the blessing of this community. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for everything. For everything. I simply allow it to be now. And so it is.
I absolutely love that spiritual seatbelt thing. I love that. I'm not very gonna stop thinking about that. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm definitely gonna make a commitment today. Thank you so much for that. It's a perfect song, I think, for this now. Yeah. Oh. Excuse me for a minute, but I've got a song to sing. It might not be on key, but it's from my heart, and no one else can tell it what the Lord has done for me. This might take all day, so I better start right now. And it might get loud. It might get loud. Heaven's coming down, down, down. And it might get loud. It might get loud. Heaven's coming down, down, down. And it might get loud. No, I don't got a halo. No, I'm not a perfect man. I'm just glad to be a child of God. 'Cause when I think of where I could have been, should have been, would have been if he hadn't stepped in. Oh, I got a praise on the inside that can't be denied. And I gotta get it out right now. It might get loud. It might get loud. Heaven's coming down, down, down. And it might get loud. It might get loud. Heaven's coming down, down, down. And it might get loud. It might get loud. Heaven's coming down, down, down. And it might get loud. When the chains start breaking. When the chains start breaking. Down, down. And it might get loud. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that amazing message. And I'm so glad to be back here. Hopefully I'll be back here soon with Creative Living Fellowship. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Wow. What are you doing next Sunday and the following Sunday? And thank you for being back. It's a pleasure to have you. Yeah. And thank you, Reverend Sherry, for calling us to say yes. Amen. Amen to that. Yeah. Yeah. Now's the time to say yes to our conscious giving. For those of you who are online, we have created several ways that you can choose to use to give. You can use the link that you see on Facebook as well as on YouTube. There's also a donate button on our website, and we have a PayPal account that you can use as well too. There is also a way that you can do it by your telephone. High tech, right? You can text to give. The number is on the screen. And now in person, for those of you who are here, we do have ushers that are going to be coming up to collect your tithing and your contributions. And while they're collecting it, we're going to sing as I lead you in I Trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender. I surrender. I'm one in the spirit all around me. I surrender. I surrender. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I trust in God. I trust in God. And now, if the ushers will come forward, we'll say our offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God. And so it is. And thank you, Deborah and Janet, for your service today. It's greatly appreciated. For everybody who has served today, we really, truly appreciate you being here to make this possible. And now I'd like to call up Nicole Jordan to do our announcements.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Charles. I would also just like to take a moment because it got a little missed. Sometimes standing up here can be a little overwhelming, but we do have another new visitor with us. So I just wanted to acknowledge you. I see you. Okay, announcements. Well, I'm going to tell you this. Like she was talking about with the diet, that's how I am with meditation. So the good news is that on Monday I can begin again. So we do offer midday meditation through our live streams on Facebook and YouTube. It is in midday, so it's at noon for a half hour. Please join us. If you can't make it at that time, that's fine because it's the internet. It's always there. So please join us then. And we also do have, we just started a few weeks ago, our pre-service meditation here at 9:30 a.m. It's in person and also we live stream that. So all kinds of opportunities to be committed to that spiritual practice. And then on Monday evening, we have Monday practice with Reverend Jorge. Join him on Facebook and YouTube live at 6:30 and get your homework assignment for the week. Take Sunday all the way through the week. You don't just have to do it one day a week. If you really want change, that is. And again, it's about commitment. Tuesday evening, we offer a way to stay connected and supported with Reverend Sherry with our Community Care Connection Zoom meeting at 6:30 p.m. And this week, we are doing life's purpose visioning. So if you're not sure what you want to 100% commit to, come to that and then figure it out. Catch God's vision and help get in alignment with that. On Saturday, February 18th, we start up another Ernest Holmes book study. And this time we will be, wow, there is a theme. It's up to you. This is going to be a 6-week book study group. So get your copy today from Amazon. They do have it in Kindle and paperback format. Read 2 chapters a week and drop in whenever you can. It's from 10 a.m. to noon. And in It's Up to You, Holmes explains why our thoughts have power and how we can use this power to positively affect our lives. This beloved work is a guidebook of inspiration and motivation, a galvanizing book, that's a commitment word, a galvanizing book that has changed countless lives. Can it change yours? It's up to you. Say yes, yes, yes. Sunday, February 19th is our annual membership meeting. It's at 11:45 in person and also available through Zoom. Active members, we will be approving our March and October 2022 meeting minutes. And those minutes were emailed out on January 20th. So check your emails if you haven't looked. And then please make sure to review and come prepared to vote on those. And then also just to find out, where we're at, where we've been, and where we're going. Okay.
This one's always hard for me. But today we're having Sharon Island Celebration of Life service at 1 p.m. right here. So please join us and remember and celebrate the life of our beloved friend and devoted CLF member, Sharon Judith Ireland. As Reverend Sherry says, let's breathe. I got to breathe through that. So after service, we have our practitioners available to you. We have Reverend Mary Jane Hyde and Carrie Sherman and Fran Peck available for prayer for you. So please seek them out. There's no reason to be walking around with a heavy heart. Let them support you. It's a gift that they love to give. And, you know, when they can't give it, it feels off, right? Yeah. So use them. And then also, if you want to do fellowship, we have Tatum's Grill right across the way. So please gather together. Reverend Sherry will be there. We'll have appetizers available. So order yourself a drink or whatever else you want and join in fellowship and connection after service. You can find the information. Oh, I went too fast and too far. I'm sorry. You can find the information for all of our events in person or online on our website, in your weekly newsletter, through email, and on our Facebook page. That's it for me. You're up.
Thank you, Nicole. Let's take a breath together. This has been a great time with you guys today. Great service. Thank you again for being here, Victoria. It's really great to hear you as well as to see you. And to all of you, it's good to see you. Just a reminder, some of the things that Nicole mentioned, of course, the Tuesday night connection meeting that we have. When she mentioned Sharon Judith, she was a big part of our Tuesday evening connection. And so that's something that we do every Tuesday evenings. One Tuesday we will have, 1 week we'll have conscious conversation, and the next week we have life's purpose visioning. So I invite you to join us. That's a way of connecting with each other. That's something that we do on Zoom. So I invite you to join us for that. And connecting with each other is always something that I remind us to do. Connect with each other, making phone calls, sending text messages, getting together in person if that's what you do now, just to connect and to say, I love you, I miss you, and I can't wait to see you. So, and don't just do it in your head. Pick up the phone and call. Pick up the phone and call, or text, or do something. And know that that's important. The other thing is to remember to use the treatment for supply, page 262 of the Science of Mind textbook. It's our community prayer that we've used for the last 3 years, and it really, really, really works. It's really the most, I think, extensive treatment that I've read from Ernest Holmes. It covers everything, and it really, really, really works. So use the treatment for supply. Our Sunday morning pre-service meditation, I invite you to join us for that. Thank you, Reverend Mary Jane. It was wonderful this morning, the pre-service meditation. And I'd also like to invite you to join us for prayer. We'll have community prayer up in here at 9:20 before the meditation, and it's open to the community. So come in and join us for prayer before meditation. That would be really wonderful to have you and to have your consciousness here with ours also. And then we're all prepared to go right into the service. I think that's all I have. So, what's next? I don't have the order of service. Oh, the affirmation. Okay. Let's stand for the closing affirmation. And repeat after me. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes, 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 yes. And as a result, something wonderful is happening in my life right now. Let's say that wonderful again. Something wonderful is happening in my life right now. There you go. I know it. I sense it. I feel it. And I thank God for it. And so it is. And so now here's our closing song. I release and let go.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. It's the Spirit of my life and my heart. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. Oh, in my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here